Oh, it's okay. So x square is what? X square is less than or equal to 0. But x square is a non-negative. It is never be a negative. It is positive or 0. But the inequality is given negative and 0. So when it is not a negative, it is only positive and 0. But given inequality is a negative and 0. That's why what is the commonality of this? Left hand side is a non-negative. It is greater than or equal to 0. Right hand side is less than or equal to 0. But what is the commonality of these two? Equal to 0. That's why here x is equal to 0. So x is belongs to a singleton set 0. But x square is greater than 0, he said. X square is what? A non-negative. So non-negative means what? It is a positive comma 0. Positive comma 0. Non-negative means what here? Non-negative means it is a positive comma what? 0. But inequality is given is what here? Greater only given to you. But 0 is not given to you. So that implies what? It is a true for all x belongs to R. But what part is missed here? 0 is only missed or not? When x square is a 0, for x is equal to 0. Except that for remaining x values it is always what? Positive. But for 0 only it is 0. So x square is greater than 0. X square is always a non-negative, greater than 0 and equal to 0. But inequality is given greater than 0. That's why we consider only the greater than 0 part. For what values of x, x square is greater than 0? For all real values except 0. Why? At 0 its value is a 0. But 0 is not given here or not. That's why you delete this 0 part here. But next here also same. 1 by x minus 5 greater than 0. Say you look at here, this is greater than 0. If depending on which one, this part should be a positive or say greater than 0 means what? Positive. So 1 by x minus 5, 1 by x minus 5 is positive whenever x minus 5 is positive or not. 1 by x minus 5 is positive. 1 by x minus 5 is positive whenever this part is what? Positive. Why? Numerator, what is there here? 1. It is always positive or not? 1 is positive. But this quotient is a positive when x minus 5 is a positive or because the whole result should be a positive. When numerator is positive and denominator also should be positive or then positive by positive what happened? Positive. That's why you must take x minus 5 is what? Positive. Implies what? X greater than 5. X greater than 5 is a ray or not? I have already told you that. It looks at which form? X greater than A form. Then x belongs to what? A to infinite, but A is not considering here. Why? Here equality is not there. So therefore here x belongs to what? 5 to infinite. Next see the question. X minus 1 whole square greater than 0. Seventh question same. X minus 1 whole square less than or equal to 0. Same kind of a question how we did here. Same type question how we did here. So x minus 1 whole square means it is a square term or This square term is always positive or 0. But here only positive is given to you. Which is missed here, Amma? 0. That's why your x is belongs to what? All or. See, already I have done here on it. Left hand side is a positive or 0. But given only which one? Positive. But it is a positive for every value of x or not. You take any value for x, whose square is always positive. But it is a positive and what here? 0. But 0 is not given to you. That's why 0 related part, what we have to do it? We want to eliminate a 0 related value or what is the 0 related value? When it is a 0, whenever x is equal to what? 1 or. My actually square is a non-negative, not a negative. Means it is a positive or 0. But the inequality is given a positive. That's why you check it for what values of x it is a positive. For every value of x it is a positive or. That's why I have written x belongs to R. But why I deleted a 1? For 1 its value is what? 0. But in the inequality 0 is not given. That's why the 0 part is eliminated. Here also CM x minus 1 whole square is what? Positive or 0. But here is given what? Negative and 0 is given out. So positive or 0 is possible to this. But here is given negative and 0. That's the common possibility is what? Only 0 possible or not? Only 0 possible. So when 0 is possible? Only 0 is possible when x is equal to what? 1 or. 0 is possible only when x is equal to what? 1. So therefore x belongs to a singleton element 1 or. Why I have taken like this Samu? Because the left hand side is a positive or 0, right hand side is what? Negative or 0. Negative or 0. Negative or 0. But positive, negative, no possibility. The only commonality is what here? Then here it is what? Negative or 0. But what is the possible commonality of these two? Commonality of these two is only 0 possible. When 0 is possible? Whenever x is equal to 1. Now next we look at this here. Number 8. What is given to you? Root of x minus 2 greater than or equal to minus 1. Root of x minus 2 greater than or equal to minus 1. Now look at here, before solving this kind of inequality, what we have to do here is to solve this inequalities because it has a square root of. This square root is defined when inside is what? Non-negative. The square root is defined when inside is what? Non-negative. If inside is a non-negative, square root is what happens? Defined as. Non-negative means what? X minus 2 should be greater than or equal to 2. That is what? X greater than or equal to 2. X greater than or equal to 2. So now what we can say here, once x is greater than or equal to 2, under square root value is always what? Positive. So positive always greater than minus 1 is possible or not? Positive always greater than or equal to minus 1 is a positive possible or not? So therefore solution set is what? For x greater than or equal to 2, This is what a real or not. Real means this under square root is what? Positive or. So that's why for positive, this is a always for x greater than or equal to 2, always it is a positive or value. But positive value is greater than or equal to minus 1. So for every x greater than or equal to, it is a valid order. That's why solution is this what x belongs to 2 to infinity. First, if you want to solve any inequality in which if you have a square root, you check it for what values of x that square root is a defined. Square root is a defined. Its inside should be what? Non-negative. Means either positive or 0. That's why I have written like by taking x greater than or equal to, or by taking x greater than or equal to, this total is defined or this total is defined means actually this total is what? Square root value. Square root value, there is no possibility of getting a negative or. That's why it is always what amount? Positive or 0. Either positive or 0. Square root value is either positive or 0. But positive value also greater than minus 1. 0 also greater than minus 1 or. So that's why what happened here? Your solution set is simply became x belongs to 2 comma infinity. Same as square root of f of x. This is always what? Positive or 0 or not. Square root of f of x is what? Positive or. So that's why positive value also greater than negative and 0 also greater than negative or not. So this is a hold or not. This inequality is a hold for every value of x greater than or equal to 2. That's why its solution is this for greater than or equal to 2. Next, look at here, question number 9. Under square root of x minus 1 greater than what? Root of 3 minus x. Right? Here what happened, you see. Here we have a two inequality. Here we have a inequality with two square roots on. This is the inequality, strictly unequal, because there is no great equality here. It is a strictly unequal because there is no equality here. But in that case also what we have to do here, because of having a under square root, first you have to find out the domain or validity of this inequality, or domain or validity of this inequality. This inequality is a valid when under square root value is what? Greater than or equal to 0. Here also what? Greater than or equal to 0. So that means what amount? X minus 1 should be greater than or equal to 0 and 3 minus x also greater than or equal to 3. Then what happened? X greater than or equal to 1 and what? 3 greater than or equal to x. So what does it mean? X less than or equal to 3. So what is the connecting word here? Here the connecting word is what? And. So whenever the connecting word and, why I have written and here? Why are why I have written and here? Because this must be a satisfies and this also satisfy or not. That means both should satisfy simultaneously. Then only we can evaluate this inequality. Whenever and is given to you, you have to take a which value? Common value of both are. What are those common values of a both of them? One value is a greater than or equal to 1, another value is less than or equal to 3. So then obviously 1 is what? Less than or equal to 3 or 1 is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 3. So after this, now what you have to do it, now solve it. This is your validity of a inequality. This is what? Validity of a inequality. Later what we have to do it. Now this validity is over. You want to eliminate this square root or you want to eliminate a square root. That's why you find out squaring on both sides. So x minus 1 greater than what? 3 minus x. As I already told you that all x terms you keep one side, that is the left hand side. Constant terms you keep the right hand side. While solving inequalities, x terms keep a left hand side, constant terms keep right hand side. So it is gives what? 2x greater than what? 4. Now divide by 2 why? We need only x value of that. So I am dividing with which number? Positive number. So inequality will not change. X greater than 2. This is your solution. Now what we have to do it? Already we got a domain validity of x value. You got a solution here. This is a validity. This is a solution. Now you take these common values of validity of a x and the solution. Common value you take it. You must take common value of validity of a x and solution of that. So finally, what is the commonality? X greater than 2, but x value should be lies between 1 to 3 means then x is simply belongs to what? 2 to 3 closed on. Your x should not out of this. X is always between 1 to 3, but in a solution we got x is more than 2. So our solution should select only from validity of our inequality or not. Solution should select from only validity of this inequality. This inequality is valid to 1 to 3. From that only we have to pick our solution. Actually our solution from where to where? 2 to infinite. But you cannot take 2 to infinite. You have to select your x greater than 2 only from your validity of an inequality. So from validity of an inequality, what is our required solution? How you get your required solution? It is greater than 2, but less than or equal to 3. There is a 2 to 3 or right? Okay, now, now you just look at here the next question, sir. Find 1 by x comma x square. Find 1 by x comma x square. Find 1 by x comma x square to the following. So what the first one is what? X is greater than 2. Next what? X greater than 2. First you plot on the line of x greater than 2. X plus 2. 2 is not included. X greater than 2 means only this part of 2. So that I am taking what? 1 by x. 1 by x is what? Less than 1 by 2. Why? I have already told you that by taking a reciprocal, I already told you that by taking a reciprocal, what happened? Inequality will change. 1 by x is less than 1 by 2. But you already know that x is what here? Positive also. Not taking a x is greater than 2 means what? X greater than 2 means what? X is a positive or not? X greater than 2 means what? X is a positive. So that means what? This 1 by x may be a less than 1 by 2. 1 by x may be what? Less than 1 by 2. But it is also positive or not? Why? Because of x greater than 2 means positive value. So 1 by x, there is no possibility of actually 1 by x less than 1 by 2 means we have to take minus infinite to 1 by 2 or x is 1 less than 1 by 2 means we have to take minus infinite to 1 by 2 or. But why we are not taking that one? Since whatever x you have taken, that is a greater than 2 means what? It is a positive. That's why the 1 by x value may be less than 1 by 2, but it never be a negative one. So it should be lies between where to where 1 by 2. That means what? 1 by x is belongs to 0 comma 1 by 2. But x square what happened? X greater than 2 is a positive or not? But squaring of it, what happened? Inequality will not change. Or when both values are what? Positive. By squaring it, inequality will not change. I already told you that. What is that? When a greater than b, both a comma b are what? Positive. Then a square is what? Greater than b square. So that's why x square is greater than 4 means it implies what? X square belongs to 4 comma infinity. This is the one question. And what is the another question? See. Second question. X is a less than minus 2. Here you must take a, here you must take care. Here is minus 2, correct. Here is what? Minus 2. Less than minus 2 means this one or where it reaches minus infinity. Then both are what here? When A and B both are negative, A less than B, then obviously A square is what? Greater than B square. Why? When both are negative, by squaring it, its inequality is what? Interchanges. Here x less than minus 2 means this is also negative. Because of x is a less than minus 2, x also negative or. So that its square is what? Is a greater than, sorry. Both are, this is also negative and this is also negative or not. By squaring it, what happened? Inequality will change. X square greater than minus 2 whole square is what? 4. That implies what? X square is belongs to 4 comma infinite. But what happened here, Amma? X is a negative means this whole is a negative one. That's why if I take a inequality here, 1 by x, when I take a inequality, what happened? Inequality is interchanges of 1 by x is greater than what? Minus 1 by 2. But as you are aware of it, x is what I said to you, negative or not. So this 1 by x also should be what, Amma? Negative. It never be a positive or actually 1 by x greater than minus 1 by 2 means we have to take from where to where? Minus 1 by 2 to infinite. But that is not possible here. Why? The original value is what here? Negative. So by taking a reciprocal also you should get a negative value. So that is why this 1 by x may be greater than minus 1 by 2. But it is always what? Less than 0. Why? It can never be a 0 and never be positive. Because of x is a negative, the reciprocal value is also negative. So, but that reciprocal values is what? Greater than minus 1 by 2. So, greater than minus 1 by 2 means it lies from where to where? Minus 1 by 2 to 0. Coming to third question, all possibilities we must take here. Third question, x less than 2. That is here x less than 2. This is x less than 2. Here 2 is there, less than 2. Means up to minus something. But in which what happened you tell here. Here we have some positive value. Here we also have some negative value. So we have some positive value and we have some negative value. So that's why how I can write down this one. X less than 2, how I write it? I can write down this as a x less than 0 or 0 less than or equal to x less than 2. Why I am writing here? In the case of this, what happened? We also have a negative value and also have a which value? Sir? Positive value. Sir. X less than 0 or 0 less than or equal to x less than 2. Now to them we have to take what we have to take here. We want to take a reciprocal. So 1 by x is what? Greater than 1 by 0. But we consider here these possibilities we look at here. X is what, here just one thing you remember here. Okay, x is less than 0. 1 by x is what? Actually greater than 0. We should get it. But x is a negative one. X is what here? Negative. So 1 by x also what? Negative one. So that's why it takes the values from where to where. 1 by x is belongs to where to where? Minus infinite to 0. 1 by x is belongs to what? Minus infinite to 0. But here is what happened 1 by x. So 1 by 0 greater than or equal to x. Next, inequality will change or not. By taking a reciprocal, inequality will change. So greater than what? 1 by 2. Finally, what happened? It is 1 by 2 less than x less than infinite r. It is r. So finally, what happened? Your 1 by x or 1 by x belongs to minus infinite comma 0 union 1 by 2 to infinite. But this is a negative. So 1 by x means what? 1 by 0 also negative. Sorry. This is a negative minus infinite to 0 negative. But 1 by x is what happened? it is a minus infinite to 0 or not. So 1 by x is also a negative or not. That's why its value lies between where to where? Minus infinite to 0. How actually, if you want, you can write like this also. X less than 0 means what? Minus infinite less than x less than 0. Take a minus infinite less than x less than 0. Take it. X less than 0 means this is the meaning of it. Take reciprocal 1 by minus infinite greater than 1 by x greater than 1 by 0 or now in the reverse it 1 by in 1 by 0 is what I have to get here infinite, but because of x values are what negative, I get a minus infinite. Order reverse లో తీసుకోవచ్చు. A greater than b greater than c meaning is what? C less than b less than a కదా inequality. My a greater than b meaning is what? B less than a or a greater than b meaning is what? B less than a. That means you can take inequality is the reverse of. ఇలా తీసుకుంటే what will get here? 1 by infinite is a 1 by 0 is a infinite actually. Reverse I am writing. But that infinite I am taking a minus infinite. Why I am taking like this? Because I have taken x values are negative. So that infinite also should be a negative of 1 by infinite is 0. So it is lies between where to where. Raghu, Raghu, please observe. Suddenly connection పోయింది connection. Hello? Hello? Uh, here you see 1 by x is from minus infinite to 0, or I said that 1 by 2 less than x less than infinite. So finally 1 by x belongs to this one, but x square what happened? X square is what happened. This is a 2 to 0. By squaring it, what happened? You are getting the values from where to where? 0 to square it. We get a 0 to 4. These are square it. 0 to infinite or not. So finally, we are getting what? X square is belongs to what? Here, squaring of this 0 less than means this is 0 to 2. So x square is finally it belongs to what? 0 to infinite or why it is having the here if I square it to this part I am getting what 0 comma 4. If I square it to this part minus infinite to 0 I am getting 0 comma infinite. By adding this by add this with this automatically 0 comma 4 is also a part of 0 to infinite or not. 0 comma 4 is also a part of 0 comma 4 is also a part of which one? 0 comma infinite order. So that's why the value will not change. Your x square is used only 0 to infinite. Minus infinite to 0 square just as 0 to infinite you are getting. But this is squaring of this part separately 0 to 4. But this 0 to 4 is a part of 0 to infinite. That is why totally we get the x square value is 0 to infinite. Now if you see here, next question number 4 you look at here. 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. Both are which values here? Positive values. Both are which values? Positive values. So straight away we can take its square. What is the square? 1 to 4. Then straight away x square is gives what? Because both are positive or not. When both are positive, inequality will not change or not. So it is gives what? I already told you that a less than b, then a square also less than b or not. Whenever a comma b is a positive. But reciprocal also we can take. Both are positive or not. Reciprocal also easy. 1 by 1, 1. Less than or equal to reciprocal is greater than or equal to x reciprocal is 1 by x greater than or equal to what is here 1 by 4 or how you write them up finally reverse order you can write it on that 1 by 4 less than or equal to 1 by x less than or equal to 1 by so 1 by x is belongs to what 1 by 4 comma 1. Why a greater than b greater than c meaning is what c less than b less than a. Similarly, you look at here, fifth question, minus 5 less than x less than or equal to minus 1. Okay. Here both are what? Negative or. That's why by squaring it, both are negative. 5 less than x less than or equal to minus 1. So that's why by squaring it, what happened? Inequality will change. How? 25 greater than x square greater than or equal to 1. That is what? 1 less than or equal to x square less than 25 or by squaring it. By taking a reciprocal also no problem here. Why? Because both are positive, both are negative. No need to worry. You can take reciprocal straight away. When both the numbers are positive or both the numbers are negative, you can straight away take your reciprocal. If some are positive and some are negative, then you have to split your. If both are positive, both are negative, taking a reciprocal doesn't matter. The matter is only when one is a positive and another one is a negative. So here I straight away I can take reciprocal minus 1 by 5 greater than 1 by x because I am taking reciprocal greater than or equal to minus 1. Then what happened? Minus 1 less than or equal to 1 by x less than what? Minus 1 by 5. So minus 1 by x belongs to what? Minus 1 to open minus 5. Whenever this is equality is there, we include that number. Equality is not there, exclude that number. Here to minus 1 equality is there, that's why I included the number. To minus 1 by 5 don't have a equality, that's why excluded that number. Here while taking a inequality, no need to worry here because both are negative. While taking a reciprocal to both positive and both negative, no problem. Both positive and both negative, no problem taking a reciprocal. At the same time, taking a square also no problem. Taking a square also no problem for both are positive and both are negative. Taking a reciprocal and square is no problem since we have already have some properties here or not. Both are positive. If you square it, inequality will not change. Both are negative. If you square it, inequality will change. Both negative. inequality will change if you square it. Both positive, inequality will not change when square it. But here the next one is what same? Minus 3 less than x less than 2. So this is the consisting of both positive and negative. Minus 3, here is a 2. In between 0 is there. So square it first. X square belongs to. What happens to? This part is used what? Squaring of this part of 0 to 9. Union, this part also square it, but these are open, I have to take. This part is a square it, what happened? 0 to what here? 4. But clearly if you observe here, this 0 comma 4 is a part of this one or not? This 0 comma 4 is what? Part of this one or not? 0 to 9. That's why this is not necessary you take separately. Simply we take a 0 comma 9. Now how you take a reciprocal? For reciprocal you split it. Minus 3 less than x less than or equal to 0 or union. You write 0 less than or equal to x less than 2x. Now this is the union. Now you take a reciprocal. Minus 1 by 3 greater than 1 by x greater than or equal to 1 by 0 union what? 1 by 0 greater than or equal to x greater than or equal to 1 by 2 or not. Now you write it here. Because of these values are which values? Because of these values, which values? Negative values. That's why this 1 by 0 is became a what? Minus infinite. Minus infinite less than 1 by x less than minus 1 by 2. or take reverse 1 by 2. Here also CM, we should not consider a 2 or, because 2 is the open here. 2 is what? Open here. Then what happened? 1 by reverse it. 1 by 2 less than x less than what? Infinite. Why? Infinite we never consider, because infinite is not a number, it is only a symbol. That's why though equality is here, we have a equality for infinite, but infinite we never consider. Infinite is never considered since it is a symbol but not a number. So then finally what happens? 1 by x is belongs to minus infinite to minus 1 by 3. Whenever r is there, we add or not. R is gives a union and is gives a intersection. R is gives union and is a intersection. When and is given to you, you take a common value. When r is given to you, you have to add the set. And means you take a commonality of the set. Or means you add the set. R is add the set. And is commonality of the set. So this is used 1 by 2 comma infinity. This is where note down, then leave.